Saludos fanáticos y fanáticas de Boxeo 24/7 y del boxeo en general. Espero que estén todos teniendo un buen fin de semana y un domingo bueno. Bueno, gente, como les dije anteriormente, tenemos hoy un invitado de lujo. Es un boxeador bastante dato, está a las puertas de un campeonato mundial. No un prospecto, un prospectazo, mi gente. Antes que todo, queremos dar las gracias a Tanis Diamond Boutique, los mejores emprendas y accesorios, mi gente. Una joyería 100% digital. Usted entra a la página en Facebook, como también en Instagram, se comunican con la dama y usted le dice, me interesa esta prenda, o mío, o le pongo un corazón y le dice, me interesa mucho esta prenda, me interesa mucho esta prenda, y la quiero. Mi gente, por solamente $5 usted la obtiene. Se hace envío a todo Puerto Rico, Estados Unidos e Isla de Guam. Ok, mi gente, ya saben, Puerto Rico, Estados Unidos e Isla de Guam. Son solamente $5 piezas prendidas muy bonitas, hombres, mujeres, y se vende de todo. Pulseras, collares, sortijas, clip de pelo, lo que usted quiera, cualquier pedo que usted interese, comuníquese, esa es la opción. Y si usted reside en el área de la Florida y quiere un buen evento y quiere que el evento se dé bien, quiere que usted tenga una buena organización o quiere regalarle un detalle, una canastita bien chévere a algún ser querido de usted, no busque más. Details and More son los mejores en todo Florida en hacer ese tipo de arreglo, ese tipo de envío y ese tipo de organización de eventos. Explíquese quinceañero, boda, cumpleaños, lo que usted quiera. Details and More, ¿ok? Sin más preámbulos, le presentamos aquí a nuestro invitado, va a ser en inglés la entrevista, Michael Angeletti. What's up, Michael? How you doing?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm good. How about you, man? First of
Doing
all,
good.
we want to apologize for the little inconvenience about the times. You know, the time's been changing and it's been crazy for all of us. It's 100% it's on us. We had to make sure that everything was okay. So we're sorry about that. We just organized ourselves a little bit better for next time. So I apologize again for the the little confusion we had earlier.
All right, it's all good.
Okay, so Michael, like we do with all our guests, I would like to know at what age and how did you fell in love with boxing?
I started boxing at the age of 12. Pretty much once I started, I didn't stop, and I was a two-sport athlete. I played football and I was a boxer. And eventually, I know I had to make a decision on which one I was going to pursue the most, and eventually, I pursued boxing. Boxing was the one. So.
Okay, what do you saw so much in boxing that made you pursue boxing specifically?
I knew I had scholarships for football, but I knew that I was the smaller guy, so I knew that as I get older, I probably won't grow as much, and I didn't want to have that disadvantage. So I looked at boxing as, I get to fight one person. I don't have to worry about a team and other players for the whole team knowing. It's just boxing is pretty much, just a one man sport. It's all you by yourself, your hard work versus your opponent's hard work, and it's kind of pretty much what made me pick boxing. And you get to fight, people at your weight class. So that's why I decided to pick that instead of football, playing with bigger guys and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Football players are pretty big and pretty strong. Yeah. So, Michael, give us a brief description or resume in the best way you can, and how did your amateur boxing career was?
Um, I started my first 10 fights. I didn't lose my first 10 fights. I was 10-0 before I got my first loss. Eventually ended up going, I think I had was 120 wins and 18 losses throughout my entire career since the age of 12 to about 24. Been overseas to fight in Russia, Nicaragua, Poland, Bulgaria, Germany. Had training camps in Great Britain, Ireland. So I've been all over the world for boxing and Team USA. So,
Yeah, yeah, representing the USA in a lot of continents and a lot of countries around the world. So it's something that's really good. And so how was the offer? How was the approach for you made the jump from amateur boxing to pro boxing?
um, it was a little different, but I always had a professional pro style. My style was I had a pro style from the very beginning, even the amateur. So it was just really it wasn't that hard of a switch. It was more of what I do. So the switch up was pretty smooth as far as transitioning from an amateur boxer to a professional boxer. It was more of my style.
Okay, okay, but how was the offer for you to jump from amateur to pro?
The offer you saying as far as like PBC, who I'm with right now, how was that
No,
offer?
no, just how they made you the offer. They say, "Hey, Michael, you want to have a pro fight, or did you was just calling to get a pro fight or some stuff like that?"
I had a couple guys reach out, and I had a decision that to make, and I decided to go with who I'm with now, which is PBC.
Okay, and you made your debut in Los Angeles in LA in 2020, and the thing is that I've been seeing a lot of your fights, and you've been matched with some opponents that have almost the same record as you, and something that I really admire because not everybody does that, you know, and that is really something good. That's the best way to get your career up. So you fought a person that was already on 1-0, and you beat him by KO in the second round. So how was before the fight? Were you nervous? Were you confident? How was that fight for you?
My first fight, I was a little nervous because it's my first professional fight, and at the time we was fighting in a bubble court, and so they had no audience. It was just the coaches and pretty much the judges, and so it was an empty room, and so that was a little different. I was nervous because it's my first fight, and on top of that, it was COVID, and so yeah, it was just it was in a bubble court. It was a bubble court, and so it was just it's different all around.
Yeah, yeah, because the COVID, there were a lot of bubbles around the world. Yeah, thank God we're already past that. Well, kind of past that actually.
Yeah.
So this fight that I actually, you know, giving a little bit more fast forward to your past fights. So we'll just talk about your first fight against Gerald Barber. You knocked him out in the second round. Were you confident? Are you expect the fight to go all 4 rounds, or you know that you already hurt him and you wanted to end the fight?
In the second round, no one caught it on camera because we was the swing bout, so we fought after the main event, and so they had already cut the cameras off. But in the second round, I already had knocked him down with a hook, and then from that point on, I knew he was pretty much hurt. The first round, I got up on him, uh, pressed the pace, got real aggressive. I saw he was uncomfortable, so after the first round, going to the second, I knew that I was going to pretty much finish him. He didn't like it. I could tell just body language that he wasn't ready.
Okay. Your second fight was a little bit more of a world class fight because you were a world class card because there was David Benavides, there was Abdu Kakurov, I think his name is, and some other fighters like yourself, and also Isaac Cruz. How you felt being on such a big platform? Like it was Showtime by then, and a big and a stacked card of good fighters like that one.
It was amazing to be on, Benavidez. He's one of the faces of boxing right now, so it was a blessing to be on one of his undercards, and showcase my skills and everything like that. That card was also on a bubble card, so also that card had no fans and it was just coaches and judges there too. So it was kind of cool to experience that too.
So that fight, you've been recognized till now. Well, you still recognized as a power puncher, but that fight specifically, you were you went to the distance all 4 rounds. Was that something you wanted to do because it was such a big card, or it was just something that just happened because you couldn't find the punches the because your opponent was resistant to your punches?
That guy, he wasn't a bad opponent. I think he could have been better than what his record says. If you look at his box rec, he actually fought a lot of top prospects, so he didn't have the easy road. He had the hard route. So I think I could have finished him if he had maybe did a 6 rounder. But he was a tough opponent as far as he could take good shots. But I think if I would have had 2 more rounds, then I would have been able to get him out.
Okay. And I thought that it was yeah, he has a lot of fights. I'm seeing that that is specifically what you're saying right now, right? I'm seeing that he's fought a lot of prospects. He's a tough bone to to kill. So
Mm.
and give him fast forward to 2022 against Angel Luna. Also, he has a lot of fights, a lot of experience. He was way superior in boxing fights, but you could finish him off in the 5th round. How was that fight for Michael, having like few fights against a guy that has a lot of more fights?
That was a good step up fight for me. We wanted to see how many rounds he would last. But we knew he was tough because he also fought other guys like he fought Tevin Farmer, and he went the distance. He went all 8 rounds with Tevin Farmer. I believe it was the 8 rounder, but he went all the rounds with Tevin Farmer, and we just wanted to compare ourselves to other great boxers like Tevin Farmer that he went up against, and so we did what we had to do. He came down there weight to fight me. I moved up a little bit. I think we fought at like 123 catch weight, and we seen him on film. We saw the things that he liked to do, and we just handicapped what he liked to do best, and we just boxed him and then went for the kill in the 5th round.
Okay. And there's this fight that I've been trying to formulate the perfect question for you because it was it wasn't it's another undefeated fighter, the one you fought, because it's undefeated versus undefeated. It was in Barclays Center, Brooklyn. Caleb Plant was on the card. Antonio Russell, Emmanuel Rodriguez, Deontay Wilder, Frank Sanchez, and you fought Jeremy Adorno, which was also undefeated. You fought undefeated fighters before, but Jeremy Adorno has such a big base in Puerto Rico and in Kissimmee, and you were fighting in Brooklyn in a stacked card like Deontay Wilder and Emmanuel Rodriguez and Gary Russell, Caleb Plant. How was that night for Michael Angeletti having that kind of exposure in worldwide?
It was a blessing to be on that card. It was a pay-per-view card, like you said. It was a Deontay Wilder card, so they had a lot of big guys in there, a lot of spectators in there, also a lot of fighting celebrities and stuff like that. So definitely was a blessing to be on that card, and you know we prepared hard. We knew that was a big card that we was on, and we knew that we had to come in shape and come in ready and take advantage of the opportunity that was given to me, and that's what we did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then your fight in 2024 against Geraldo Valdez, very very brutal fighter. He's a Dominican fighter, a tough bone, a tough target to kill. And you went all 10 rounds to with that guy. Was that something planned? Was he complex, or was something that you were seeing it going because it was all 10 rounds? How you felt being that your first fight to 10 rounds and going to this is with such a tough opponent like Geraldo Valdez?
Geraldo, he was very short. He was a weird target to hit. being how small he was. But we seen him on film too, and we know that after about 5 to 6 rounds, he's going to start breaking down. And so we kind of pushed the fight pace the first few rounds, and then eventually we went to the body. And I think it was the 7 to 8 round we started going to the body a little bit more, and I almost stopped him then. But he was a little tough. He got through it. But I felt good about that. It was a 10 round fight. I come in the fight every fight in shape all the time, and so we was ready to go 10 more rounds if he was ready. I was ready.
Okay. Nice, nice. Good answer, good answer. So, your last fight, well, your fight so far, not your last fight, because I'm pretty sure you're planning on keep on giving us some great fights. Because I'm a boxing fan as well, a fan of yours as well. So, you fight Judy Flores, knockout, third round, and how was the fight for you?
We started off the fight really good in the first round. He did land one good right hand. Um, he had nothing on it. He just happened to land a good shot. After I got hit with that right hand, I came right back with a right hand. It was nothing. First round, I give myself. Second round, I got a little bit more busier. But he landed, I think, two more right hands. Wasn't nothing on the punches at all, but he did land them. But I was still getting my timing and my rhythm together. And once the third round came, right at the very beginning, we clashed heads and I got cut. And I think that kind of woke me up to go push him, push the pace. I'm way stronger than him. I could bully him. I was already pushing him around, so I wanted to really just get up in his face. He was a weird counter puncher as well too. So he was a little awkward for the first couple rounds, for the first 2 rounds, and then once I started finding my timing, my rhythm and speed, started connecting and stuff like that, and then we went to the body. That was the plan from the very beginning to go to the body early, and that's what we did. I had an opportunity that I seen an open shot and went for it and put him down.
Okay. So, no disrespect to any other boxer. Which of those of all your opponents do you think it was the most challenging one?
um, I would have to probably say a Venezuelan guy, Michel Banquez.
Michel Vanquez. Yes, he was 20-3 when he faced you.
I think I was what 7-0 when I faced him. Something
He was actually 20. Well, you were 7-0, but he was 20-3.
at the time, yeah. So he was pretty tough as far as being tough. The fight wasn't hard. He just made me work the entire time. He was there to get
Okay.
hit. He was there to get hit with everything. It was just I had to keep working. If I wasn't to keep working, he can get up on me. So that's why I would say he was the toughest as far as taking a lot of shots and still being in my face the entire time, making me fight the entire time.
Okay. Like you said, all your fights, well, when you were starting your career, there were a lot of fights that you had no fans on it. Which was the first fight that you had with that were actually fans that were not your corner? That were actually fans that were in the stadium. Which was that fight? The first fight that you had with people actually in it?
I think it was my third fight. I think his name was Pena.
Yeah, Luis Payne.
Yeah, I think that was a fight in Houston at the Toyota Center.
Yeah, it was where you're living right now, right in
Yeah.
Texas.
Yep.
How you feel fighting in your hometown there in Texas, where you're living right now, and how you feel in that fight?
It was a blessing, of course, being at home. I had a lot of fans come and support. Charlo was the headline on that card. I think Isaac Cruz also was on that card. So they had a lot of big names on that card as well. And it was a blessing to be able to have my first pro fight with fans there, like at home. So it was tight.
Yeah, yeah, it was Charlo, Isaac Cruz, Angelio, Flores, a lot of really good fighters. So, Michael, I know it was only a month ago that you had your most recent pie fight, and we don't want to rush you, but is there something around this? Is there another fight coming up? Is there something planned, or still there's nothing prepared for Michael?
It's a lot of nothing set in stone yet. There's been a lot of talks about a late May fight and early June fight, but
Okay,
nothing official.
okay. No, there's no opponent or no place specifically.
Not yet, not yet. They're talking about it with different promoters and stuff like that. PBC might do something. Pro Box, who I just fought on, they might do something. So we should just trying to figure out what's gonna be best and let's figuring out the timing of everything.
Yeah, I've been seeing your record. I've been studying it, and you've been taken in the right direction because they have put you in tough fights. You know, really good fights that will benefit for you in your future. Because there's a lot of prospect that they put opponents that they have like a really bad record, and they just want to inflate the records. And when they go with someone that actually worked their behind off, not say the bad word whatsoever, when they fight against Class C, they get knocked out, and So I'm really proud that they're taking you in the right way, and you've been having tough fights that make you have more exposure, and you get the chance to showcase your abilities to 100% who Michael Angeletti actually is.
Right.
So, Michael, I want to thank you also for being with us, being patient with us at the same time, and saying yes and committing to your word. Boxeo 24/7 is your home. Whenever you have a fight, whenever you want to just talk about another fight you have a coming, you want to promote yourself, just give us a call and we'll give you the space like we do to every single guest we have in our show. So thank you very much, Michael.
Appreciate you, man. Thank y'all for having me on. I'd love to do it again.
Okay, people, please follow Michael, give him the support because this is a rough sport. It's very cruel and very cold sometimes. So you better be, let's just support him and and cheer for him everything we got for real, man. This is a very tough sport. So Michael, thank you for having us. Have a good night.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.